Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. This evening at 6 o'clock, all things being equal, our in-house doctor, Dr. U. Elliott, will be on. He'll be talking about migraine and menopause. He will also be taking your health-related questions. That's this evening at 6 o'clock. Don't miss it. Now, before we go into today's news, that man on your screen, his name is Mr. Clinton Daley. He used to work with the National Solid Waste in Savannah, Lamar. Mr. Daley, he used to ride his bike on a daily basis doing his duties. Mr. Daley is a man who used to help anyone who needed and asked for help. Mr. Daley is now losing his vision, but on a daily basis, he pushes bicycle and go to Seaton Crescent in Savannah, Lamar and ask persons to find the Popeye News Links YouTube channel so that he can get the latest updates. Mr. Daley, enough respect, sir. I have known you for over 30 odd years, and I know that you might not remember me, but it was always mutual respect. Big up yourself, my boss. And thanks for your service to Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland, and Jamaica. Blessings always, Mr. Daley. Enough respect. No, we didn't carry any news yesterday, so today we have a jam-packed video for you. First up, if you look on your screen, this robbery, it took place yesterday morning, Monday, June 3, about 11:30. It took place at the D&G Hardware, right beside the Christian Fellowship Church out at the Keep Left in Lucy, in the parish of Hanover. That lady worked in the hardware. She was inside when the hoodlum entered. He held her up at gunpoint and proceeded to rob her of $85,000 in cash. He then made good his escape. Just like that. This next incident, it took place at the Alliance Monogram on the Portmore Mall at Portmore in the parish of St. Catherine. It took place yesterday morning, Monday, June 3, about 11:15. We are told that workers of the establishment and a security officer, they were on duty at the Monogram when two hoodlums wearing balaclava masks like the hoodlum in the Lucy robbery was wearing, and one in an orange construction vest. They entered the establishment and pulled guns. The hoodlums, they held up the workers in the establishment and proceeded to rob one of them of cash amounting to over 200,000 Jamaican dollars. They then demanded money from another worker when they were challenged by the security officer on duty. A shootout ensued and the hoodlums, they ran out of the establishment and escaped in a waiting motorcar. If you look on your screen, while the hoodlums were making their escape, a portion of the cash fell on the floor inside the establishment. None of the workers were injured, but it is suspected that at least one of the hoodlums was hit. We are told that the police, they are expected to make a breakthrough in this case shortly. The mayhem. In this next report, I carried a story on Sunday. It was about the killing of a 71-year-old man named Mr. Neville Holness, but he was popularly known as Bigga. Bigga was a farmer living at Moko District in the Springmount Police area in the parish of St. James. Saturday night, June 1, about 11:30. Residents of the area, they heard gunshots being fired. Early Sunday morning, when residents went and made checks, Bigger than, he was found on his veranda in a pool of blood with gunshot wounds to his upper body. Bigger than, he was ambushed and killed Saturday night. Now, when I ended this story on Sunday, I asked the question, who killed 71-year-old Bigger than and why? Well, early yesterday morning, a PNL detective sent me a message. Look on your screen. The message says, "Good morning, Papai. I just listened to the news that you carry about Bigger than. Him never deserve it, me boss. The boy who kill him, wait on him because he was at a candlelight for one of his brothers. That brother was sick and died. So this is the third death in the family in a month. Mr. Papai, there are motives that the police need to look into as to why them kill Bigger than. The first motive is that it stink on the street that he was killed because of his son Shane. Shane is involved in the scamming, but like you said in the video, there is no honest thief. Persons are saying that Shane collect some money and him never share it with the guys who him did a scam with. Shane left the area, so the Hoodlums couldn't catch him, so them kill his father. And Mr. Papai, you know what the sad thing is? Bigger than never support Shane in the scamming. Bigger than no support foolishness. Them man there a peacemaker in the community. The second motive, Mr. Papai, is that a man live in the community not far from Bigger than. Him wife left the house recently and people are saying that the man go to a Obia man and the Obia man tell him that it was Bigger than who work Obia while his wife leave him. Are you following me? The person went on, Mr. Papai, people are saying that he is the one who killed Bigger than because it is known that him have a gun and him believe what the Obia man tell him. The police need to look into those two possible motives because it really sad, my boss. Bigger than did not deserve it. Up to Saturday, Bigger than was in church testifying that him dream see a hearse come park up at his gate. Mr. Papai, if Bigger than dead because of his son, Shane would know who the killers are because him would know who him craft in the game. If I saw it go, what do you think I go happen next, Mr. Papai? If it is true that is the man whose wife leave him, Bigger than family know who him is. What you think I go happen next, Mr. Papai? That's why you always say, the mayhem continue. Blessings, my boss. Keep on doing the good work because you're opening a lot of people's eyes as to what is happening. Blessed love. So, you see that? Investigators, over to you. Also, I carried a story on Sunday. It was about an incident that took place Friday night, May 31, about 7:15. It took place at M&A Mini Mart at Ricketts River in the Frome area of Westmoreland. I told you that a man named Mr. Ansurd Scott, he was shot and killed by a hoodlum who was in the process of robbing the lady who was selling in the Mini Mart. I received a message which I'm gonna be reading. The message and Mr. Ansurd Scott is on your screen. The person says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Papai. I am asking you a huge favor on behalf of the Scott family in the killing of 65-year-old Mason and business owner Mr. Ansurd Scott, also known as Cootie and Nibs of Betheltown and Ricketts River Frome in the parish of Westmoreland. The robbery occurred at the Mini Mart in Frome. You carried the story. Please ask the public to assist with all information they can about the hoodlums that attacked and killed an innocent man. The police will listen. It has left a damper on the community because he was such a kind, helpful, talented, loving, caring, jovial, and hard-working individual. A builder that just kept building. He entered the minimart because it was a female inside and he didn't want to just sit there and not help a female in distress. The robbers entered as customers, so he would not know they have guns, even though he should have thought so. They did not give him no time to even negotiate. As he went to investigate, bam in his head. His 6 children are left lost and confused. No words can comfort them. No stone can be left unturned. It can be a robbery as well as land disputes. His father died, leaving acres of land, and it is bitter with strangers living on it. Therefore, no one is thinking it's just a robbery, even though it could be. The criminals from George's Plain to Grange Hill are heartless and cold and left so many in mourning. Please, let the police know that we are depending on them and the surveillance footages to help bring those hoodlums to justice. Cootie did not deserve this. Thank you. That was an appeal from someone who knew Cootie. Please, if you have any information, help bring this killer to justice. The mayhem. Now, this incident, it took place Sunday evening, June 2, about 6:30. It took place at Plantation Heights in the Cambridge Police area in the parish of St. James. We are learning that a well-known hoodlum, his name is Kemardo Phillip Flowers, but he was popularly known as Papa Pow. On April 1, just gone, Papa Pow, he celebrated his 26th birthday. He lived at Plantation Heights. We are told that Papa Pow and other persons, they were standing along the roadway when a white Toyota Axia motor car drove past them. The car went up the road and turned. When the Axia was coming back, it stopped. 2 hoodlums wearing masks jumped out of the vehicle with guns in hands. They opened gunfire at Papa Pow, hitting him to his upper body. The hoodlums, they then boarded the Axia and drove off. We are told that when the hoodlums drove off, a silver Toyota motor car being driven by a 27-year-old female was driving in front of their car. The hoodlums, they opened gunfire at the car, hitting the female who was driving to her buttocks. The female, she pressed gas and she managed to drive away from the hoodlums, but she lost control of the car, which crashed into a blue Toyota Corolla motor car. The female, she was eventually transported to hospital where she was treated and admitted. Papa Pow, he died on the spot. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 18 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. In this next report, the Kemardo police in Portmore, they are carrying out investigations to ascertain, firstly, the identity of a guy, and secondly, who killed and dumped him. He appears to be in his late 20s, of a brown complexion, slim built and about 6 feet tall. He was sporting a cornrowed hairstyle and he was dressed in a white floral polo shirt and a pink and blue shorts, and he was barefooted. We are told that yesterday morning, Monday, June 3, about 8:30, a passerby was traveling along the PJ Patterson Highway when a suspicious looking black garbage bag and a blue sheet were seen about 20 feet near to the roadway. When the passerby went and made checks, a pair of human feet was seen. As a result, the police were called. When the police made checks, the garbage bag was found to contain a male with his head completely taken off. Apparently, someone killed him elsewhere and dumped him off the highway. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. In the final story for today, listen me carefully now because we are go back in time. Listen me carefully. On Thursday, September 1, 2022, I carried a story. It was about an incident that took place the previous night. Wednesday, August 31, almost 12 midnight. 3 guys were traveling in a grey 2014 Nissan AD wagon motorcar. They were traveling along the Almond Road at Garden District in the White House area of Westmoreland. You might have heard the story already, but you know how we do things. We love to put things in context. Alright? Now, on reaching a certain section of the road, the 3 persons in the car, they were intercepted by a motorcycle with 2 hoodlums on it. The guys in the car named the guys on the bike as Cutto and Sanman. It is alleged that Cutto, he was the one riding the bike, and Sanman, he was the pillion. It is further alleged that Sanman, he pulled a gun from his waist and pointed it at the car. The driver for the car, he managed to drive off, and it is alleged that Sanman, he opened gunfire at the car. No one was injured. A report was made to the police, and on Friday, September 9, 2022, the Westmoreland police, they carried out a raid at Garden in the White House area of Westmoreland, where both Cutto and Sanman, they were picked up by the police. They were subsequently charged for the offenses of shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm. There is Cutto to your left and Sanman to your right on the screen. Cutto's correct name is Javaughn Foster. He was born on May 28, 20. Sanman's correct name is Santino Brown. He was born on December 14, 1999. Both of them lived at Garden District in the White House area. They were charged by the police, went to court, and they were eventually granted bail by a judge. I am not sure what's the status of the case right now. On Monday afternoon, November 27, last year, 2023, about 3 o'clock, Cutto, he was at his baby mother's house at Garden District. He was sitting on a blue Suzuki Access motorcycle which was parked right beside the house on the roadway. A green Toyota Axio motorcar drove from the direction of Top Garden and stopped beside Cutto. Hoodlums in the car opened gunfire hitting Cutto to his chest. Cutto, he managed to jump off the bike and ran to the back of the premises where he collapsed and fell to the ground, and the hoodlums in the car, they made good their escape. Persons in the area, they rushed with Cutto to the Black River Hospital, but he was pronounced DEAD on arrival. Last night, Monday, June 3, Sanman and one of his friends, there is his friend on your screen. His name is Carlington Walker, but he was popularly known as C Mark or Uncle C. This October 11th coming up, C Mark, he will be celebrating his 40th birthday. He is originally from Goodens River in Savannah Lamar, but he was living at Garden District. Both C-Mark and Sanman, they were at a location at Garden District. We are told that a lady had died and they were there offering support. Both Sanman and C-Mark, they were standing along the roadway about 11 o'clock when a grey Toyota Axio motor car drove up and stopped. Two hoodlums jumped out of the car with guns in hands. They opened gunfire at Sanman and C-Mark. Both of them ran off towards a nearby shop. The hoodlums chased them, still firing shots at them. Sanman, he received gunshot wounds to his head, his chest and his neck. He collapsed and fell in front of the shop. He ended up dying on the spot. The hoodlums, they then jumped back into the same silver Toyota Axio motor car and made good their escape. C-Mark, he received gunshot wounds to his chest, and a man in his late 30s who was a customer in the shop at the time, he's popularly known as Ziggy. He received gunshot wounds to his right leg and his abdomen. Both C-Mark and Ziggy, they were rushed to hospital where C-Mark, he was pronounced DEAD. Ziggy, he was admitted in a very serious condition. A white Toyota Axio motor car that was parked along the roadway received gunshot damage. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 17 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them no out can't take, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane. Everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the